Hey friends, welcome back to the channel with the final season of The Expanse for now, because I've been told there's a huge time jump between this book and the next, so maybe we'll see them again in 30 years, they'll reunite and shoot the last three books. That's just wishful thinking, but maybe they have spin-offs in the works or something else. But it's been such a great ride. This has become one of my favorite shows. And we only have 6 episodes to wrap up the series, which doesn't feel like enough. I want to see more of them. I want to see how Clarissa gets along with everybody, especially Holden. But yeah, I don't know how they're going to wrap it up in 6 episodes. The pacing is going to be so fast. There was actually a game for The Expanse announced earlier tonight at the Game Awards. They were making a Telltale series of The Expanse where you get to make decisions about what you want to do in the story, and that'll affect things that happen later in the game. So that's just fantastic news. It's going to be focused on a fan favorite and one of my favorite characters in this show, in this universe, Kamina Drummer. She's just the coolest, and yeah, they couldn't have picked a better character for this. But yeah, it takes. I think I heard that it takes place before the events of the TV show. But yeah, Kara G will be voicing her in the game, which is just fantastic. She has an iconic voice, so they couldn't have outsourced that or recast her and had a different voice actor. So this is gonna be great. I've played a few games from Telltale before over the years, and some have been very good. Some of them have been very middling. So I hope this one will be great. Let me know if you would want to watch me play through that. Maybe I'll do a highlight reel or maybe live stream it. Who knows? But yeah, quick shout out to Anthony for sending me this shirt in my P.O. box. Nice to have something The Expanse related to watch this show. And yeah, it feels like it's been a moment since we last watched, so quick recap. I'm going to get through this as fast as I can. Marco Norris is a Belter terrorist, bombed the heck out of Earth with asteroids covered in Mars stealth tech, and he has control of Medina Station. He worked together with the Martians to get this power and handed over the protomolecule sample Fred Johnson was keeping to Admiral Duarte. I think the Martian ship was ripped to shreds while they were trying to pass through the ring gate, though, so much for them using the protomolecule to bring up a new Martian empire. So it's not the builders, but this unknown third alien party to destroy them. I don't know how we're gonna have enough time to cover all that. We also have Marco's son, Philip, still drinking his father's Kool-Aid. Marco is just so manipulative and so abusive towards him, and I really wish that Naomi was able to get Philip away from him. We did see Naomi escape from them near the end of the last season by jumping out the damn airlock into space. That was ridiculous, the spacewalk, and one of the most badass moments of the show. And then she jumped out of the ship again to save her friends, to signal to them. Thankfully, Bobby was able to retrieve her with a suit, but Alex died. Amos went to Earth and wound up bringing Clarissa Mao back. First saying to Holden, hey, past enemies can be friends, right? I mean, look at us. And then after Holden agrees, he brings Clarissa on board. And the look on Holden's face is just priceless. It's been almost a year now, and I still remember it so well. It's the classic Holden face. So yeah, I hope we get more badass moments from Amos this season, some more Holden face, and some really great moments from Bobby, Clarissa, Naomi, and Drummer, of course. So super hyped to get into this. Leave a like, really helps with the channel. If you want to watch the full reaction, check out Patreon in the link in the description below, and let's finally get started. Whoa.
Flankervine.
Wow. This is on one of the planets through the rings. They better not kill off this little girl, first thing in season 6.
Hey, what are you?
A predator? Uh-oh.
It's okay. You're gonna be okay.
Where are her parents? To just let her run around unsupervised on a new planet? Planet 2. Ring 673. Laconia. Man. Damn. There are so many who cheer for Marco. For the death of millions. Oh, that's on the news.
Now Earthers know what it feels like to be Belter.
Damn. I mean, that's technically true. But Eye for an eye. World goes blind.
4 significant fragments made it to ground. Total casualties under 500.
Don't try to make it sound like a success.
No, I wasn't, ma'am, but we have knocked down nearly every rock Marco and Inaros has thrown at us for the last 6 months. It's 200 individual strikes.
6
And
months.
they have kept what's
Wow. That Amazon money, though.
meteoric contaminants are still rising,
Jeez.
even faster than before. Every rock kills us a little more, even when they miss.
Where the fuck did that come from?
I don't know, they must be hugging one of the ropes.
PDC-3 is jammed!
They're running!
Firing one!
Got him. Got him. Recon mission.
Do you think I could convince Chrissy to pay us for every one of these assholes we take out?
I'd like to see you try.
I'm serious.
They feel undermanned. Where's Claire? There she is.
Still alive?
If you call this living.
You catch that power out on PDC-5?
That's cool. Alex. Just casually walking out. I love how terrifying this is. One slip and he's just floating. I mean, they can go get him, I guess, but like, still. Man, this show is good. It's so good at setting the mood,
Earth hasn't seen us
setting the tone.
in months. No pun intended. Be nice if it's still.
Haven't seen a stealth rock in months. What is that?
It's a drive.
What? Get some, Philip. That was some angry fucking.
We should be able to increase food production on Sirius by 15 to 20% in the first year alone. Dawes always said
Dawes
that.
is dead because I got tired of listening to what he had to say. Alfred Johnson is dead.
You want something?
I do.
I mean to, Jake.
It's not all you mean.
Let me know if you change your mind.
Good news.
Hormones.
Solano has.
Still don't have any news about Jama.
Do you want me to tell you every time nothing happens?
Increase the bounty on Jama 20%. And the Rossinante as well.
His mom's on that ship.
Alligator skiing. You like? An animal. It's very expensive. Shopkeeper gave me a bargain to honor the cost, huh?
He stole your money, Copang. It's fake. Synthetic has to be.
What do you know, huh? Earth isn't thinking anymore of this. Oh, yeah, you bet. They're thinking to join the Free Navy. I tell them we can arrange for a tour to Pella.
I have always considered this station to be a home. To me and to every other Belter. And now we will turn it into the jewel it was always meant to be.
He's just too good an orator. Like, I'm getting caught up in his speech, even though I disagree strongly with his methods.
And forever call home.
Like, a lot of other actors could not pull this off. It's like such a over-the-top speech and over-the-top way of speaking, and yet it works so well. Looking for drummer. Half her crew either died or left.
Port thruster. 10-degree yaw. Michio. On your signal.
Shaken so bad.
Now. What did you do?
Pest? What the heck? She's too Oh no, what did she do? Oh crap, oh crap.
I'm sorry.
No, oh my god. She pressed the wrong button?
What were we able to get off the Duval?
1 torpedo.
Damn.
Which brings our missile load to a grand total of 3.
Oh no, she looks so guilty.
We have to figure out how they're being triggered. If we could stop even a few of them before they're launched, it'll be an accomplishment.
So it's meant to drive into Earth, regardless of if they're stealth tech or not. Officer Rella said that like each one was still hurting Earth's living conditions.
I just realized this is the first time I've flown the Rosie.
Wow.
First time I ever had to.
Naomi?
Hold on, what's going on? You need to get out of there.
Yeah. Holy crap. Holy crap. Oh. Holy crap. Jeez. Oh man. You were gonna die, man. Naomi's gonna have some choice words for you.
There wasn't enough time to get far enough away with it. Never sure if I could break it and shut it down.
Just come back inside, please.
Wasn't raised to tension wrenches.
Oh. Doesn't seem like she's connected with the rest of the crew. Rather withering glare.
Is there something you need Peaches to do differently?
The only reason she's here is because you decided to make her part of the crew. As if that could replace Alex.
That's not what he was trying to do. That's not what she's there for.
This has nothing to do with Alex. You could cut Peaches a fucking break, like we all did for you.
You should find somewhere else to be.
Man.
She made a mistake. We all have.
This one cost us the ship. It's not her first mistake.
Damn.
She hasn't been sleeping.
She isn't built for this. This is not a place for her anymore.
Gio is family.
Can you put her in charge of something less important?
You are my captain. Whatever you choose, I choose also.
Even if you disagree with it, is the subtext.
I will do better. I promise. I try harder.
You are trying your best. No one questions that.
I don't want to leave you.
It isn't forever. When this is all over, we will come back and find you.
When it is over.
Yeah, there's no end in sight at the moment. Oh.
Philip, it was the tip of the spear. Took stealth composite right off Mars itself, right under the noses of the dusters. He killed a science ship near Venus before they could spoil the plan.
He's dissociating. Yeah, he's... For a second, I thought nothing could get in the way of his horniness.
You missed the fight.
Don't you?
The fight will come soon enough. Tighten the food and water rations. We owe these people nothing.
Cities is our capital.
Man.
These are our people. Your job is to get them what they need.
If you have any specific logistical suggestions.
Doesn't have the knowledge to back it up.
Just do your job.
See those flashes?
Oh.
They remind you of anything? They reminded me of the artifact on Illis.
Kill Marco before he kills us. The only reason that I'm still out here instead of drinking myself blind on Luna is because I don't want to abandon you.
Wow.
So don't abandon us.
I triangulated the signals to see if I could find out where the transmission came from.
Oh.
That looks like an orbit.
An Azure Dragon.
Azure
I think
Dragon.
that's the name of the ship.
Take it out, it could seriously reduce Marco's ability to keep hitting Earth.
Yeah.
I think sometimes I convince myself the worst can't happen. It's a way for me to get through things. I'll be more careful. For all of us, I promise.
The people we're hunting and killing. The same ones I used to call my own.
There might come a moment where she needs to face off against her son.
Is it true you reached out to Marco Inaros to discuss a peace treaty?
Oh.
Because that's what I've been hearing.
Monica.
The only thing Marco Inaros has to offer me is his unconditional surrender.
She has constituents, not subjects.
She's aware of the distinction.
The one thing I always liked about you is you kind of suck at lying.
Let's get out of here.
I just got here.
You're fucking lucky I'm even talking to someone like you.
Jeez, man.
This one's on the house.
The fucking hero killed the other me.
Jeez.
Millions of them. What the fuck you gonna do about it, huh?
He's gonna punch you in the face. Dude. The fuck, man? Philip, he's so far gone. Holy shit.
I can come back if you like.
No. A little help. Time for your performance review.
My what?
Performance review.
You hate this job.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
What solution do you have?
I just received word from Holden. He believes they've located an Inaros spotter ship. We're wounded, broken, trying desperately to keep ourselves going by pretending we're not. We need more than that. Something big. Something to give us a reason to hope.
And then the swelling music. Cut to black. Man, Philip is just all kinds of messed up right now. Killed his friend in cold blood like that. And the look of shock on his friend's face was just so devastating. And so is the look on Philip's face as he realizes what he's done. Like, I feel like this is a very different Philip than we've seen before. He's been conflicted since last season, but it's coming out in different ways now. And maybe that has to do with the fact that there hasn't been much for him to do in the last 6 months. His father's basically pushing him to the side, not teaching him how to run things, all in all just ignoring him. And yeah, Philip's suggestions are being ignored as well. He wanted to feed everybody on series while everybody's trying to cut back. The leadership is trying to cut back. And he feels useless and powerless. And so he's not having a lot of sex. He's a horny boy, which wouldn't be such a big problem if he didn't feel entitled to women. That poor bartender having to deal with this brat. And then, like, you can feel the tone shift when he says that she's lucky he's even talking to her. Like, he feels entitled to have sex with her and she knows it. And, like, she knows who he is, who his father is. And so she's in defense mode. She's trying to calm him down by offering him a free drink. Like, she's clearly afraid, trying to de-escalate. And Philip's just displaying the most blatant characteristics of, like, toxic masculinity. And honestly, it's very well written because he's so frustrated with his place on series next to his father, not having any power. He's trying to vent his frustration with sex, and that's why we got such an angry first sex scene with him. And then being reminded of his time on the Pella by his friend makes him dissociate, and he lashes out at the Trigger, which is his friend, and winds up shooting him. Man, it's really frustrating, but I understand where they're going with this character, and it's sad though. But I liked his friend. He was kind of like goofy, but like trying to be cool. But yeah, there will be no consequences for Philip for killing his friend because he's Marco's son. But there's going to be internal consequences. I think he needs to have a reckoning about who he is and who he wants to be. And looking forward to seeing how that works out in the last few episodes of this season. Anyway, rest of the episode, they chose an interesting first scene to this last season, this little girl on a new ring planet, having just so much fun interacting with the new wildlife. I personally would be scared to let children wander alone on a new planet, but I guess maybe at that point they've been there for a couple months, and these are all inhabitable planets, so though it has been a long time since anyone set foot on them, how would nature have changed since then, or has it not gotten on long enough for that to happen? And also, what happened to the little bird creature that she was like taking care of? Is something on the planet acting up? The remnants of the protomolecule, maybe? I don't know. And then we have continued fallout from last season, the meteoric contaminants destroying Earth. It's actually very, very fitting for Marco's brand of terrorism, because a popular weapon among terrorists is a dirty bomb, which is designed to create fear in the populace. Most of the immediate damage comes from the conventional explosion, and it spreads these contaminants for who knows how far, so people who are directly exposed can die pretty quickly. And then there's this outer zone where people are farther away, people who avoided the initial blast, and they seem perfectly fine. Then the cancers start to show up, and it's like they're being attacked all over again. So yeah, heck of a terror weapon. In retrospect, I'm surprised Marco didn't add like chemical contaminants or like radioactive substances that would spread upon impact. That would be very, very him and would devastate Earth all the more faster, cause them to give up much faster. And like, I feel like that's his goal. So I'm kind of surprised that he didn't do that. Thankful though, because millions more would die. But yeah, Marco is such a ruthless leader and such a charismatic asshole too. His damn speeches. Apparently, he killed Anderson Dawes. We didn't see it on screen, otherwise I feel like I would remember it. So I assume they did it off screen. And yeah, he doesn't care about Ceres not having enough food. Belters helping other Belters is what it's supposed to be about, but that's not him. Like, the whole reason for this uprising was to lift everybody up, but he's just doing it for himself. And we actually saw in a clip the guy from the very first episode on Ceres who called Miller a Welwala. I think back then he was talking about water rations, and I think it was him saying that now Earthers know what it feels like to be Belters. And yeah, suffer long enough under Marco, and I wonder if he'll be singing the same tune. Probably, right? And yeah, that's the thing that's so compelling, though. It's that the Belters are right that they've been oppressed all along. It's just that Marco is trying not to even things out, but to become the conquering force, the dominating force. And I'm actually not sure if I've made this comparison before, but it reminds me of Njadaka, Killmonger from Black Panther. They both have every right to be upset with how their people have been treated, but they want to overthrow society. They don't care who gets hurt. Though I will say Marco is much more self-centered, whereas I think Killmonger, I think he would be happy as long as his people are on top. It doesn't matter if he's on top specifically. And yeah, Marco, the society he's building isn't sustainable if he doesn't even care about its own people. Like, he's good at the war stuff. He's good at being a violent revolutionary. But what happens when it comes time for peace? I wouldn't trust him with that, and he's not giving up power. And so, yeah, it's going to be left to somebody else when this is all said and done. Who's going to lead the belt? I don't think anyone was rooting for it to be Anderson Dawes, and he's dead now. I'm assuming that Marco Inaros gets taken down by the end of the series. Fred Johnson's gone. Ashford's dead. I honestly would have been okay with Ashford, but I think the only option is the best option, Kamina Drummer, if she makes it through this. And, oh, I hope she makes it through this. That scene we had with her in this episode, though, was so heart-wrenching. They lost the Tynan, which really sucks. They salvaged it. I believe it was Ashford's ship in the first place. And it seems like they were using it for bait, but Michio pressed the wrong damn button. Like, it's definitely true. She's not meant for this. She's not a soldier. She's not a warrior. But isn't there something else she can do on the ship? Like, just make meals for everyone? I don't know. Feels really bad pushing her away from her family. And there was so much guilt in her eyes and then sadness in her eyes. And we'll pick you up when we're done. I mean, we, the audience, know that this will be over in just 5 more episodes, but they, in this universe, have basically been in a holding pattern for 6 months already, which is just absolutely heartbreaking. And yeah, Christian's trying to lead Earth, but she's very limited in what she can do. And Bobby's like bored, I guess. She hates her job. And like, she's the person that Christian trusts most. So in that sense, it makes sense for her to be at her side. But this is not what she's trained for. This is not what she's good at. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to what plan Christian has in store for her. And what happens to Earth after this? They said that they can't get rid of the meteoric contaminants. Would it make sense for them to abandon Earth? I don't think so, right? Because it's their home planet. You can't just give up on it, even though there are so many more planets out there to take over, colonize. Ugh. I mean, there's nobody on it at the moment, but there are many more planets that you could relocate to, I guess. But Earth, we can't give up on Earth, I feel like. But I feel like a lot of the rich people will leave because if the contamination is that bad, but the poor people will be stuck there anyway. But yeah, back to the crew of the Rossinante. Clarissa's not fitting in. I really like Clarissa. She's so good. Naomi saying something along the lines of Amos only bringing her along as a replacement for Alex. that's not fair at all, but like Amos didn't even know Alex was dead until after he planned on bringing her aboard already. But I understand Naomi is still like hurt and yeah, lashing out a little bit over Alex's death. And yeah, Clarissa tried to kill Holden a couple seasons ago, so I understand her not liking her. I was actually a little sad at first that we skipped forward 6 months because I really wanted to see how the crew got along with Clarissa at the start. But it feels like nothing's really changed in the last 6 months, so we'll probably get to see them all warm up to Clarissa slowly, so it doesn't feel like we missed that much. So that's going to be super fun. I can't wait to see how this crew continues to function. But the original three are understandably still struggling with the loss of Alex. We had Amos looking at the plate that said legitimate salvage. And we had Naomi realize she's piloting the Rossinante for the first time. That was really depressing. It's getting really bright. Okay. But yeah, Holden nearly died this episode on the rock. It was meant to be driven into Earth, but Naomi, with her big brain, is able to trace the signal that set it off, and also a bunch of other signals in the area that seem to triangulate with where the spotter ship is, the Azure Dragon. So I wonder if, like, did Marco assume that no one would find this ship, and or is it somehow set up as a trap? Because that's totally what I would do. Make it look like I'm sending a signal from a particular place, only to lure people in and blow them to Kingdom Come. But yeah. Amos and Naomi's relationship is so different from the beginning. She was his guiding light until she took the protomolecule, and he did not trust Holden at all at the start, but now he's the only thing keeping him around. I think we all believe in Holden's moral character now, right? But yeah, thanks to Naomi, they're headed towards the Azure Dragon to stop the rocks from hitting Earth. Should be fun to watch. So many things going on in this series at once. Excited to see where it goes next in the last 5 episodes. Nothing mind-bendingly good about this episode, but just the tone, the mood, the drama, it's all fantastic. Cinematically, it's a joy to watch, and it actually feels like they took their time with this episode, despite the fact that we only have 5 episodes to reach a conclusion. Just means we're going to ramp it up really fast from here, but yeah, solid episode. I'm going to give this a 9.25. I actually had to go back to old commentaries to remember if I gave scores to past episodes on the show, but yeah, 9.25. We're back, and yeah, apparently these episodes are coming out on Thursday nights. If that continues to hold true, I'll try to get the episodes to you ASAP in the next few weeks. If I do have to push it to Friday, though, it would come way later in the day, especially the next 2 weeks, because we have The Witcher coming out, and then we have Encanto the week after. But hopefully Thursday night is doable. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Check out the trailer for the new Expanse game. Or you can watch my reaction to it. It's like 2 videos ago. And yeah, full reactions on Patreon in the link in the description below. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week with more. Bye, friends.